Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa. You guys have talked about Mike Dawes a lot. Mike Dawes this, Mike Dawes that. Hey, the only DAW I use is Logic. No, I'm saying, sorry. I'm gonna cut that joke. You guys like comparing Marson with Mike Dawes, and a lot of your sentiments are like, Marson's lame, Mike Dawes has better music and is better at guitar and is better in every way. Well, you know what Mike Dawes can't do? He can't get me a bunch of views and money, so I'm skeptical. I don't know how interesting Mike Dawes is gonna be, but I've never reacted to him, so maybe this can be a nice introduction to him. And who better to facilitate such an introduction than Rick Beato? There's that mug, look at him. He's always a sight for sore eyes, isn't he? Also, Rick, nice kicks, bro. That's that avoiding copyright strikes money coming in. Dang. Why do I care about this? Well, let me introduce myself. I am a classical
Ladies
guitarist
and gentlemen.
Here on YouTube. What does it mean to be a classical guitarist? It means that when I find a steel stringer, here's one for example. Hey, I'd ask why the long face, but I should ask why the long headstock? When I see a steel stringer, I get skeptical of everything. I just don't like it, I guess. There's no logic or reasoning or anything. He does have a thumbnail, which, like, maybe is classically trained. I have no idea. I know literally nothing about him. This is my introduction to him. So, maybe I should stop talking, and we should let them talk, and then I'll tell you how I feel.
Please welcome Mike Dawes. Now, Mike, it's been...
Whoa, dude. Rick might be losing it a little bit in his old age. That was a little disconcerting.
You graciously invited me to your abode in late 2021, so we're now...
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember because it was the first tour that I was doing after, you know, being stuck at home. So it was really like being let out of the house for the first time, and then coming on your channel was a treat. And I played an unfinished song, and your lovely audience really dug it. And then I ended up finishing the song, recording it, and lovely things happen when you visit Rick Beato.
So true. I'll never know.
Would you like to just start out by playing a song?
I'll just play something. I've got a capo on Dadgad right now, which is a beautiful tuning.
Alright, so we're starting off with just playing something. This is convenient for us.
This is actually set up for an older tune that I've been playing on this tour, which kind of... One of the things we didn't really talk about last time was like polymetrics and playing like multiple time fields in different hands and stuff, and this one kind of demonstrates that a bit.
Okay, so first impressions, we're getting into the weeds of this one. I'm not going to prejudge. Let's just hear what he's got.
That reverb's nice.
It's subtle too. I like the subtle reverb. It's like, listen, you can like or hate tapping. I know a lot of you hate the tappy style. I'm not a huge fan of it either. This sounds like something Marson would have released, and it's like recorded live, and it's like totally not. Say what you will about it. You can't say that it's not tight, though. This is very tight. Tight.
Beautiful. What are we hearing?
What are we hearing there, Rick? Well, what I'm hearing, first, I'm hearing an open-tuned guitar. It's sort of this, like, diatonic-y soup kind of style, which we hear a lot in this kind of music. A lot of really interesting rhythms added in. I appreciate that. It sounds like this guy has a lot of experience with this style. It's also a relatively subtle track. I know I made a joke about the reverb being subtle when it's, like, obviously not. Like, when I say subtle, he's not trying to melt your face really so much, but he's trying to create this, like, atmosphere. Let's hear more. Let's hear him talk about it.
What are these beautiful long tail reverbs, and what do you got going on here?
It's interesting because last time I was here I didn't have the pedal board. I made a new pedal board, but that reverb actually is not a reverb at all.
Could have fooled me.
It's a delay. So I've got a really long delay made on the Strymon timeline here. There's an even longer one here actually I made, which is super nice. So it's like a really short delay with loads and loads of repeats, right? So it lasts really long, and that's going into another reverb, which is, I think it's a tone print on the Hall of Fame. You know the TC Hall of Fame?
Yeah, of course.
So those TC Hall of Fames, man, they're an underutilized asset because you can do so much with them. Like the tone print functionality, you can load it into the desktop and make your own reverb. I made a patch with...
I have no idea what they're talking about right now. in case you forgot, I am a classical guitarist here on YouTube. You know how we change our reverb? We gotta do it the old-fashioned way by going into a stairwell or a hall or something like that. We don't have all these fancy pedals that we can use. These freaking fancy pants steel strings.
So to this day, still using the Hall of Fame. Highly recommended.
Hall of Fame, more like a literal hall, and fame will elude you for your whole career because you're playing boring music no one wants to hear.
Okay, what is this big thing over there?
That one caught Rick's eye. What's that big old thing there?
There is more stuff going on here than you would see. There's actually some pedals stuck underneath as well.
Wow.
But yeah, like some octaves and the Hall of Fame, like I said, things like that. So we got a piezo under here, which is a bridge plate pickup. Then we've got a magnetic sound hole pickup by Damasio. It opens up the door to effects, many of which are on here. Because if you think about it, you don't want to run a lot of these effects that I have through a piezo or through a microphone even, you know.
Right.
But we have a kick drum pickup here, which acts as the kick drum, and then we have a microphone inside which acts as something to pick up a lot of this external stuff. That has to be mixed, so it goes into a mixer first. So to answer your question, the big giant thing down here is a mixer by Bose. Now, Bose is a great company, but not typically known for guitar pedals, right?
Yeah.
So this isn't a guitar pedal, it's a mixer that I've mounted on here. It's an 8-channel mixer, that's why it's so big.
I can't comment on any of this. I don't know, dude. I'm just gonna let this run, I guess. Sore Hands is speechless, finally, for once.
Channels, why? Well, once the pickups go on, I'm actually running that into specific effects to give them their own channels, right? So, for example, let's say I wanted some distortion, right? Big lush. Now that little distortion, the Tone X1, which I actually got pretty recently, it's like an AI, your favorite word, Rick.
I love it.
It's an AI pedal. A tiny pedal, you make a sound, AI helps, I guess. Make a sound of an amp, it's an amp sim.
Dude, I need some of that for my classical guitar playing. Little AI help, sounds useful.
Going back into its own channel, so I can actually EQ, compress, noise gate, for example. You know, if I'm loading
Are you noise gating a lot right now?
I'm noise gating just this channel, actually. Just the distortion. I think the kick drum channel has a limiter. And again, that's why this Bose digital mixer is so useful.
And that has a limiter for the PA systems you play through, right? So it doesn't...
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't, you know...
Dude, I can't believe Rick's hanging on to this right now. What? I don't know. This is what's required to make a steel string guitar sound good, I guess. This is what you need. This is the equivalent of a luthier who has a couple thousand guitars under his belt. He could just make this beautiful, perfect guitar for $35,000. This is the steel string equivalent of that. So much detail, so much goes into it. But finally, the steel string will sound decent.
There's compression, there's gates, there's all kinds of EQ. There's 3-band parametric EQ on these things, which is really helpful.
Dude, you need that 3-band parametric EQ. Dude, if you don't have 3-band parametric EQ, you're gonna get booed off the stage. Are you kidding me? I'm sure this is interesting to a lot of you. I would wager to bet, though, you're probably not as good as Mike Dawes, and you should probably spend less time worrying about gear and more time practicing. Boom! Should I spend more time practicing and less time worrying about everyone else who plays guitar? Maybe so. Touche.
The whammy.
Wait a minute, how much are you actually altering the sound when you go into a room? Not very much, right?
I've got it pretty dialed.
Oh, Rick. All of it. All of it's altered. Did you not hear any of this? Like,
in this end so that it should be fine flat in a lot of rooms, and then they can make small changes in the house that they need to. So when I tour with Tommy Emmanuel,
hey, Tommy Emmanuel mentioned, did he give you buzzing lessons?
sound guy,
Yeah.
he runs this pretty much flat.
Okay.
You know, it's a
Oh, I bet Tommy's sound guy is on it too. It takes a lot of work to take the buzz out of that plan, I'll tell you what. Come at me in the comments, I don't care.
But one of the things about you that I like so much, Mike, is that you're such a great player. You can sit here, you can play your songs, and you play them fantastically. And that's from you
He's just playing over Rick now. He stopped listening. He's like, I'm done talking, dude. I'm gonna play
doing
guitar.
so much touring. I mean, you've been on the road for over 10 years consistently, right?
yeah. So to that point, that's really, really sweet of you to say. First of all, a lot of the fly by the seat of your pants, just do it, just play, has come from working with Tommy Emmanuel, who is, as far as I'm concerned, the greatest guitar player that I think maybe has ever been.
Yeah, I don't, whatever. Oh, sorry, David Russell. Sorry, like every guitar composer we love. I hope to see Tommy Emmanuel at the next GFAs. He should win. He is the greatest ever, right?
Not just guitar player, the whole package, the humanity, the person that he
Amazing.
is. through working with him, you know, when we record...
What happened to people? Like, why is everybody so nice all the time? We need more edge in the guitar community. I don't think this attitude's helping anyone at all.
Oh, 2 shows have been cancelled. Let's go to LA and record a record. What are we going to record? Oh, this is crazy. I don't know, we'll figure it out in the car. Let's go. You know, I'm there with Tommy, we're recording, he presses record, we just do 1 take, and that's the record. Whereas I was used to, you know, and I'll admit this to you and to the world, when I started and I'm making records, you know, a lot of these Pro Tools sessions are looking like barcodes, you know what I mean? Because there's that indecision, that millennial perfectionism, right? But then when you go, you make, whatever bed you make, you got to deliver when it's just you on stage.
Right.
You got to go out and you got to play these tunes. You have to play to people, and they're going to notice if you don't deliver, you know?
You could also just use backing tracks and mime along with it. Something to consider there as well. All right, I'd like to hear him play more. Let's get some of that.
But with that as well.
Beautiful.
You know.
I will say, what he just played there, it looked hard, and it was pretty interesting. It was interesting both harmonically and rhythmically. And he just kind of whipped it out, played it like a little cold. Pretty impressive stuff. Let's hear more.
I've got really into just like trying to think like a producer when I write, you know. Trying to make things like, you know, as if a pop person was arranging it. Melody, right? B section.
Dude, I'll tell you what, kids are gonna love the sound of this. I bet you Mike Dawes is so many, like, younger people's guitar hero. It's a style, and people like this kind of thing, and you know what? If the style that you like is hearing, like, tappy-tappy guitar, like, full arrangement guitar of, like, pop-sounding tunes like this, it sounds like Mike Dawes is probably the best at doing it, probably, like, ever. I don't know, I'm just saying that, I don't know that much about this. But also, it's not weird to not like this kind of stuff either, you know? We're all different, we all like different kinds of stuff, but man, you know who is gonna love it? Kids. I know, because I taught a lot of kids back when I used to teach guitar, and it was stuff like this is what they would bring to me, like some YouTube video of somebody doing it, and they'll bring that to me, and I'm just like, yeah, but like, did you work on your Carcassi etude? Like, did you do that? When it comes to impressing kids, I admit it is hard to compete with this stuff. I guess that's all I'm trying to say.
But then you can have variations, you know.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, like, Mike Dawes sucks or anything like that. It is, like he said, it's pop music. I probably wouldn't listen to this outside of this context. I also wouldn't listen to a version of this where it was Taylor Swift singing over it and it was, like, a full band. Because this could be a Taylor Swift song, for all I know. Like, I don't know. It sounds like one. So, I don't know. It's fine. You can like this if you want, though. It's just not for me. Okay, you know what? I've said a lot of things here. I feel like we owe it to Mike Dawes to maybe explore some of his most popular tracks, just to really get a feel for what he sounds like. Because I'm prejudging. I'll admit that. I'm judging it because what I'm hearing is just like tappy guitar. Kind of sounds like contemporary Christian music, but just all played on one solo instrument, which is just not interesting to me at all. I'm just too deep into Baroque counterpoint to where I just don't care to hear an open tuning, just all in one key, but with different color chords moving around, some pop melody. I'm not interested in it. I don't care how technically cool or whatever the instrument is, because I hear it as just like simple, boring music. Whoa! Alright. Let's look up Mike Dawes' popular tracks. Alright, Cloudcatcher. Obviously, I'm not going to show very much of these because I don't want to get a copyright strike. But, you know, I will tell you my impression of them, and you'll see. You can listen to them on your own if you want. Let's go like halfway through this. This is the one we just heard. Yeah, Yeah, like, this would make great music for, like, if you're going on some wilderness adventure. Like, in the background, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of a solo acoustic guitar reduction of, like, a Disney soundtrack or something. Let's check out some more songs, though. Okay, a lot of covers. We have Everlong here. So these are the popular ones. Let's just hear what it sounds like. Also, I'm surprised you guys wouldn't hate on Mike Dawes for this, too. You know what he's doing right now? He's being a classical guitarist. He's taking someone else's tune and he's playing it on his instrument. That's literally what we do, but everyone in my comments is like, oh, like, have you ever written a song before? Have you ever improvised? Because what you do isn't real music. Well, you know what? I guess what Mike Dawes does isn't real music either, so I don't know what you guys want. Turns out that's not what music is about. It's about just doing whatever you want. I can say how much I like or don't like Mike Dawes, but he has his own career and his own life. I don't have to like him. And his music isn't for me. It's for people that enjoy the steel string guitar, which I typically don't, unless it's in the context of, like, Elliott Smith, for example. Like, I do enjoy music like that, because I just feel like it's a more appropriate use of the instrument that feels natural to me. Maybe it's because I grew up with that music, too. But I'm just not that into this kind of stuff. It just isn't the sound that I like. So I'm sorry. Alright, so that's Everlong. Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. Again, like, I would probably rather listen to the John Mayer version. Playing the Impossible on guitar. Let's see what the Impossible is. Like, very creative, very technical. Who could ever deny that? We're purely just talking about tastes right now. And you guys asked. A lot of you have requested Mike Dawes, like probably even more than Elliott Smith. So, you know. Alright, let's see where it goes. Again, excellent background music for the adventure you're going on. Would I be listening to it? Probably not. Let's look at his album. This one's called Scarlet. Whoa, Mike Dawes was in Periphery. I do like Periphery. I love Periphery, by the way. This is guitar music that I would listen to. Like, that's just the taste. I don't know. I think for me, the only solo guitar that is like non-vocal, like truly solo guitar that I really want to hear is classical guitar. And I feel like everything else, it just doesn't do it for me, you know? Like, I love the solo classical guitar, obviously. I'm dedicating my life to it. It really shows how opinionated and biased I am on it, too. I don't even like that much modern solo classical guitar stuff, too, either, because I think it's kind of silly. I think I just love Baroque counterpoint. Like, in like classical little tunes. So once again, that's just me, and it, like, I know that's not popular, but you know, you guys are the one watching me right now. Fields of Gold, last one. That's so funny that in his like album list there, one of the songs is just a Periphery song and everything else is just one acoustic guitar. Man, I will say Mike Dawes has way better control over each note than Tommy Emmanuel. I feel like every note Tommy plays is just like pew 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 pew. God, am I gonna get eviscerated for this one? I hope so. You know what? And it feels kind of weird. I'm at a point now, like we're coming up on 60,000 subscribers. Mike Dawes will probably hear of this video, and I'm like saying that, oh, I don't like your music, Mike Dawes. I don't think he's a bad person, and he's an excellent guitarist. I think his control and tone of the instrument is like so nuanced. Like, I think he's better than Tommy Emmanuel. Like, I don't know if he's technically better than Tommy Emmanuel, because he's also amazing too. But I do like Mike Dawes' tastes and like how he plays stuff more than any other tappy steel string I've heard. It's still not for me. You guys didn't think I would like Mike Dawes' music, surely. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys are expecting here. Yeah, it's great. You guys just like call me jealous in the comments, please. Alright, final thoughts. If I had to pick between Mike Dawes and Marson, honestly, this might seem a little weird, and maybe like I'm biased because of how much money Marson has made me. I'm going Marson because at least with Marson, even though I don't like his playing really, you're still getting sort of an education on the classical canon, just because he picks all the hits and like makes his arrangements of them. For Mike Dawes, he's doing the same thing, but you know, we're talking about Sleep Token covers, we're talking about John Mayer, the Foo Fighters, Metallica. If I had children, this is not the music education that I care for them getting. This is something they can come to on their own. But I think Marcin is kind of doing God's work here, taking all of these classical tunes and putting them back into the public eye. And I know, before you say it, a lot of these tunes are also part of a good music education, like in modern music, but I think that it's easier to come to this stuff because it's more of a familiar sound. Like when you listen to metal, like Metallica and stuff, it's fun to listen to. There's no work involved with listening to Metallica. But, you know, Carmen, like, man, like listening to Beethoven, you know, like a Beethoven symphony. I know that we find it exciting, but does a kid find it exciting? Maybe not. What they might find exciting, though, is one cool-looking guitar guy playing a Beethoven symphony. And then after that, guess what? That's in their ear now. Just like all the stuff you heard from your childhood that's in your ear that you think about every few months or so, they're doing that with Beethoven. Though it was originally played on a guitar and it was kind of weird and lame. When they hear the real thing, it'll be this experience, you know? All in all, final closing thoughts here. Mike Dawes is, from what I've seen, a very technical, masterful steel string solo guitar player. And he seems like he makes the kind of music that he wants to make, and he's happy and killing it and popular. And now, just because all of that's true, do I have to like him or listen to him ever? Heck no, dude. And I won't be listening to him. And he won't be listening to me, so it's okay. But, you know, if you do like that kind of stuff, maybe take a listen. And if you think I'm being unfair to Mike Dawes, maybe send me an email or leave a comment with some tunes that you think I might like, and I'll make another video about them. Alright, I think that's a good note to end this one off on. Of course, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. There's a sale on Rutan's Delight. It's still December, I'm pretty sure. So, head on down over there. 15% off of everything for all of December. Guitar lessons, I'm not offering them. Maybe email Mike Dawes. He might give you a guitar lesson. You'd be surprised. People just teach sometimes. So, like, you know, I'll probably start teaching again soon, but I'm not going to teach you any of this. Classical guitar only. That's all I do. That's all I'll ever do. Unless it's not. In which case, you know, sorry I lied. It's certainly preoccupied me for a long time now, though, and I don't expect it to stop. Alright, well, I'll see you in the next one.